There are very few characters who are as recognizable as Mario, and with one of media's most recognizable designs, he hasn't really changed much in the last 25 years. Today we're going to look at a few recent changes to Mario and his friends and see what that could mean for the future of the Mushroom Kingdom. With a new system on the horizon, I think Nintendo might be working on a rebrand for some of their most memorable characters in the Mushroom Kingdom. Now, Mario's sported lots of different looks over time, but they've really only changed as technology has improved. Of course, going from his iconic 8-bit look up to 16-bit, over to the Nintendo 64, but once you hit the GameCube era, the look of his character model hasn't really changed that much. Of course, textures have been upgraded, and there's definitely more detail in them now. I know, there's Paper Mario, there's the Mario and Luigi games, but those are all stylized differently for their respective genres. But as far as the way that Mario's represented, it's pretty much been the same for the last 20 plus years. We can look at other Nintendo characters like Link, who's had his character design changed pretty much every game, whether there's a technical leap or not. Up until recently, he still kept a green tunic and hat, but you can look at each character model and know which game he came from. Or at least you can know that they all came from different games, and it helps give them all a unique style and identity that's hard to mix up with another. Even for games that are on the same console, there's still differences. Sometimes it's more subtle, like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64, and some are polar opposites, like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, both on the GameCube. Setting aside the resolution, it takes a pretty keen eye to tell the difference between New Super Mario Bros. Wii and New Super Mario Bros. U. And this has basically been the same design that Nintendo's used for the last 20 plus years. Up until Mario Wonder came out. It was so refreshing to see a new look for Mario and his friends after so long. It's like new life and energy was put right into them, and it shows in the rest of the game design as well. And once I saw the teaser for the new Mario Kart and the Switch 2 reveal, I started thinking there might be something to these designs. Maybe this is more than just a one-off. I want to take a look at some of the new designs for these characters and compare them to their older counterparts. There's a few things that these new designs have in common that I think, when compared to their older designs, paints a really good picture of what Nintendo has planned next for these characters. So starting with Mario, comparing him to his new Super Mario Bros. Wii appearance. So first off, his smile is really like cartoonishly characterized here. Very big open smile. The whole shape of his body is more rounded, and he has kind of like a shiny gloss on him as well. Of course, his jumping animation, comparing their two jump animations, this is way more the iconic like box art Mario jump, you know? But the cherry on top for me on this design is definitely his eyebrows. They really lean into that overly cartoonish characterization, compared to in this one, the eyebrows are underneath his hat, like the hat covers them up. On this one, they're drawn over top of them. They're like floating eyebrows, but it really gives him more characterization, more personality just in this one image. Moving on to Yoshi, I'm gonna be honest, I really did not like his Mario Wonder design when they first revealed it. It's definitely growing on me now, but something about him just standing vertically was super off-putting to me. Again, I like it now, but it was definitely a change from the new Super Mario Bros. Style, where he's more leaning forward. It's more traditional, what we've seen recently. It's the same thing we see with Mario though. He's got that shine to him, and he's just in general rounder. I think some of his features are more pronounced because of that. And he's standing up straight, I don't know. And a few months after Mario Wonder came out, we got Princess Peach Showtime. Now when the game first was revealed, this image on the left is what the box art had looked like. Didn't really think anything of it, it's just the Peach we know and love. But later down the line, they updated the box art, and the one on the right is what it ended up releasing with. Her design changed quite a bit in between these two. It almost looks like just a different person just wearing the Princess Peach costume. Everything about her face changed here. Her eyes and her eyebrows are sharper on this one, not quite as round as the previous design was. Her nose is also longer and just has a more shape to it. It's more defined, I guess. And also her mouth is more of like into a smirk opposed to just a big open smile. It's more expressive, I guess. This whole image is more expressive than this one on the left. Some people have said that this design is closer to her Mario movie design, and I can definitely see that. But overall, this design just has more character to me. It seems more expressive, just looks more dynamic to me. My wife actually was pretty sad. She likes this design a lot better. This image on the right is the one that really surprised me though. Coming from Nintendo, this is the company that changes all of the Kirby box arts for the North American region so that he's always smiling. And they took Princess Peach, who traditionally been kind of their damsel in distress, cutesy, happy-go-lucky character, and they gave her something other than a smile. Now, I've been told that the character model changes don't actually appear that way in game. It's still the original design, and this new render is just for like promotional materials and the box art. But it's interesting to me that they had this one all ready to go. They even announced the game with this, but somewhere down the line they decided they needed to change it from this one to this updated model. To me, this design change seems very intentional and shows that they're not afraid to make some prominent design changes to their main cast of characters. Which brings us to, yes, of course we were going to talk about this one. We've all seen this by now. This isn't from Mario Wonder. This is from the teaser for the new Mario Kart game with the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. When I first saw this image, I genuinely thought it was a screenshot from like a background character in the Mario movie. Compared to what we had before, like with Donkey Kong Country Returns, this DK looks very different from here. He's got those bigger, bushier arms and kind of more cartoonish in nature as well. I don't know, something about the eyes to me just don't sit right. And when it comes to the new Mario Kart, I hear a lot of people talking about these Mario Kart designs and how they remind them of the N64 Mario Kart, that Nintendo might be going for more of that style, which they definitely could be, but to me I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's an overall design change for the Mario characters. And this is just one super zoomed in screenshot from a game that we basically know nothing about yet, but there is a pretty big difference when you look at the two of these designs together, and there's something that this one reminds me a whole lot more of. With these recent designs, I couldn't help but notice that these guys look like their old school counterparts, not just back to the N64, but back to some of their original designs, like these three with their box art. It looks pretty similar, almost one-to-one in some instances. The same type of pose for Mario, the vertical standing for Yoshi, even the larger, more ape-like body for Donkey Kong. Though the way he's sitting in this cart, it actually gives me more vibes of like Donkey Kong Jr. from the Super Nintendo Mario Kart. And even this image of Yoshi eating an enemy that just haunted my dreams actually reminds me a lot more of the Mario World animation, the shape of his mouth and the puffed out cheeks. This reminds me a whole lot more of this animation as well. And if Nintendo keeps going this way for their character designs, I'm all for it. I think this could be a great new era for Mario as a whole. I absolutely love what they did with Mario Wonder. It was experimental. After 20 years of not changing the design, going for something new could have been a big risk, but I think it definitely paid off. I mean, we've been hearing people complain for years now, saying that Mario is stale and lazy and run out of ideas, and honestly, I can't really blame them. The new Super Mario Bros. Series are pretty good games, but Nintendo oversaturated that style. They released games that felt more like expansions. Imagine what these games could have been if they just embraced a different art style, what their public perception would be like today. Much like the way The Legend of Zelda separates its unique games with distinct art styles, I think Mario could learn a thing or two about changing up their looks. And yes, the short sleeves were cool, but I don't think they were enough. Oh yeah, oh, never mind, now we're talking. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've had this idea in my head for quite some time now, and it feels good to actually put it to video. Let me know what you think about these design changes down in the comments, and if you liked what you saw, or if you learned something today, consider giving it a like, or even subscribing. I want to make more content that's like topic pieces, or more discussions like this, so go ahead and subscribe, and you might see some more of these coming up. And you can catch me live on Twitch on Monday and Thursday evenings, so let me know what you think over there. And again, thank you guys so much for watching.